Hello, this is Dan Critchfield, and this is the SEDEO Pro Powered Seating Training Module, Intermediate, Chapters 1 and Chapters 2. So we're going to cover both the product and the application for the powered seating. This is for the intermediate level training. So from SEDEO Pro Powered Seating options, we're going to look at the following options: the power lift, the power tilt, power recline, power leg rest, how the actuators are controlled, assignable buttons, and lastly the foot plate extend. Power lift. On the SEDEO Pro and on all of our power seating, we use what we call a scissor lift. The scissor lift collapses to make a compact package. And you can see the two examples here. The top one is fully collapsed, and the bottom one is when it opens, and it does have this X or scissor mechanism that is used in order to make the seat lift. This allows us to have a very compact package and not to lose any seat to floor height. There's a wiring that goes obviously through the power seat elevator to the rest of the electronics, and it uses a hinge design in the back. Oop, get back there. A hinge design in the back that routes all the wires. Now on the Q700 series, we do have the CME option, which is related to the power lift, which allows you to drive at 3 miles an hour fully lifted. Now the modules that we have available for this is we have a lift only module. We have a lift that can be combined with a 50-degree tilt, which we'll talk about. And it's important to understand that all the lifts are rated at 300 pounds. Now the lifts are completely interchangeable with the tilts and all the other modules, and so they can be replaced in the field interchangeably if necessary. The ordering of this, you'll see here at the bottom, this is for like the Q700 series, has a seat elevator, and the CME is a different pick on the order form. Understand there is no heavy duty module for the seat elevate, it's only rated at 300 pounds. Moving on to the tilt. The power tilt we use is what we call a COG tilt, or a center of gravity tilt. If you're not familiar with this, it is also a package that looks very similar to the seat elevate, but as it tilts, it actually translates the weight forward on the thing, and it actually slides forward. You'll see on the bottom here, it actually slides forward as it tilts. The reason we do that is we want to keep the center of gravity directly over the drive wheels, which gives us the maximum stability on the product. So you can see as it slides forward, the center of gravity stays centered on the wheelchair. If we did not have that, the chairs would be very big because it would have to be very long in order to accommodate the movement of the weight moving backwards. Now, from the module standpoint, we have a 30-degree module, which we're going to introduce in the future. But right now we're using a 50-degree tilt. It comes as a standard and as a HD model, so you can have two different versions. It can be standard, can be combined with a tilt, or for the 700 series. And again, these are all interchangeable. So here, when you order this on chair, you can have a 50-degree tilt or a 50-degree heavy-duty tilt on chair. Now moving on to the power recline, we actually have two power reclines on the SEDEO Pro seating. We have the SEDEO Ergo, remember that is its own separate power recline, but on the SEDEO Pro we have a 130-degree semi-recline, and that comes without the anti-shear. So this is just really for simple backrest repositioning and not for a truly clinical aspect of power recline with anti-shear. The 150-degree recline with mechanical 4-inch anti-shear is a single actuator recline. This is different than what we have today on the 3.7 recline, where it requires two actuators. The single actuator uses a mechanical shear or a mechanical anti-shear. And you'll see that as it reclines, the backrest actually slides up and down on the back frame. This sliding actually helps to keep the backrest and the body in line together. We have the two weight limits on this. We have a standard weight limit of 300 pounds and an optional 350-pound weight limit as well. That's only offered on the heavy-duty options of the Q700. The nice thing about this is these are all interchangeable because the back frames themselves on the SEDEO Pro are the same regardless if it's a no power, a semi-recline, or a full recline. It uses the same structure. So you can interchange these with a non-powered back. And you can order it through our coding system either with or without the tilt. You can see down here at the bottom, the seating recline can be ordered independently or can be ordered with a combination of tilt and recline. Power leg rest. The center mount power leg rest is one of the most common power leg rests that we offer. We've been offering a power center mount with two actuators, or dual actuator, which has power articulation. What we're introducing now is a mechanical articulation which only uses one actuator. There's a drawing over here on the side where it has a linkage mechanism, kind of like a scissor mechanism, that as it elevates, it articulates or gets longer in order to accommodate the leg geometry. This is a much simpler design, only using one actuator, but it can be very effective for people who don't need the ability to independently adjust their leg length. Beyond that, we have also a new swing away style leg rest, which is also power elevating. This will replace our existing power elevating leg rest with a much more robust design that has what we call a blind connector, so you do not have to disconnect power when you remove the leg rest. There's a connector inside of the hanger receiver itself, and as you install it, it makes the connection. The limit on these are 300 pounds and a heavy-duty version of 350. The nice thing also, these are completely interchangeable with the non-powered leg rest, so it uses the same receiver. And you can see how these are ordered down here below. Now when it goes on to actuator control, how are we going to control these power functions? We have what we call a standalone or switch control, which uses a device called a TM40. Now for all of our chairs, we have a single actuator, non-expandable and expandable, non-through drive, that'll do either a tilt, recline, lift, or a single actuator power center mount. It can be operated with just a single button or a toggle switch. If you have someone who only wants a single actuator control and cannot get the expandable electronics or the through drive paid for, we have this. It's a no-charge option for a single actuator control. Moving beyond that, we have some actuator control that's actually built into the units that we use for the Q500. These are not available for the Q700 because the Q700 uses what we call a 120 amp controller. So the main power module is needed completely for the driving of the motors. But on the Q500, we use the 90 amp version, which gives us additional flexibility within the controller and actually to run actuators directly through the controller. We have two actuators that are available on the VR2 and a single actuator that's available on the EL90. So when you order through drive on the Q500, many times you'll get just the actuator control through the control box itself. Makes it very simple, a very reliable product because there's less wiring and less components that need to be operated. Now beyond that, if you need to use multiple actuators or you're on the Q700, we're going to use what we call the ISM. The ISM is the Intelligent Seating Module. This is for all chairs using RNet controls. It has a capability of up to 6 actuators. However, we're currently only using 5. Those 5 actuators are tilt, recline, lift, and then again 2 actuators. If it's a left and a right actuator or 2 actuators within the center mount, we would have a maximum of 5 actuators that we need. You don't need to know how many of those are. It's just that's what's built into it that we can offer. Again, you're going to get through drive capability, either a single or a 2+ actuator control. Now, in order to make even through drive even easier, we offer the Control 5. The Control 5 provides quick control of seating actuators, and it can be mounted to either the armrest, it can be offered in a push button or a toggle, and it has an optional for mounting it as an attendant control. Also new is what we call the optional 4-way toggle on remote. So we offer this little toggle box that ties into the Control 5, allowing you even easier access through a 4-way switch. And again, all of that is ordered on the chair. Assignable buttons is something that comes free with all of our power chairs. It gives you the ability to remote a button anywhere on the chair in order to access the actuators. The assignable buttons is a powerful tool that we use in order to access not only drive or seating actuators, but modes and profiles, speed, horn, lights, IR, Bluetooth. All of these functions are available through the assignable buttons. And you can, if somebody just wants a straight basic system, they can just omit that, and then basically it's just going to be a very basic system. Again, it's a no charge option. You can include that, and then you can order switches to go with it in order to make it very easy to operate. And then we've got the Power Footplate Extend. One of the things that's unique about our capability of our power center mount with 2 actuators is you can independently adjust not only the elevation of the leg rest, but also the length of the leg rest as well. So throughout the day, if somebody needs to change their lower leg length, or they need to do a front pivot transfer out of the chair, they can lower the leg rest to the floor in order to do that. As standard, it's going to come with both actuators work together. So when you operate the power center mount, both actuators lift and extend at the same time in order to keep the geometry where it needs to be. You can have the optional, again, as an upcharge, the ability to run just the one actuator independently. Okay. So in summary, this is the power seating elements of the Q500 or the SEDEO Pro seating: power tilt, power lift, power recline, legs, actuator control, assignable buttons, and foot plate extend. Thank you very much.